Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Freedom Network channel. I am your host, Renelle, and welcome back. I just want to welcome you guys. Come on in, come on in. You know the drill. Bring your plates, come on in, have a seat at the table, and let's see what we can feast on today. We're going to be feasting on a word of encouragement today, okay? And keep in mind, everything said is going to be said in love. It's going to be said to edify, uplift, to build up, to encourage, and to motivate. Amen. To motivate and encourage you and to let you know that everything is happening the way it's supposed to be happening. And don't you give up on you. Okay? Don't you give up on you, because you are what you've been looking for. You are what you've been waiting for. Stop looking outside of yourself for something, for someone else to validate you. It's not going to happen. They don't have the stamp to validate you. They can't stamp you validated. Only God can. And guess what? He put all of that down on the inside of you. You are the only validation that you need. Everything you need is within you. Amen. Oh, look at me acting like I'm in church. Amen. Well, amen anyhow, okay? That's funny. Okay, so again, so I want to talk about knowing your value. Knowing your value, I'm just glancing at my notes. I don't want to miss anything here, but knowing your value is life-changing. Because once you learn your value, nobody can tell you what you are not. They can't even tell you what you are, because you already know. Oh, you're blessed. Oh, you're smart. You're educated. I know. I've been knew that. So, again, just knowing who you are. Let's see here. So therefore, what that should do is help us, because now that you know everything you need to be successful for you is down on the inside of you. God took the keys to every door that we would need and put them down on the inside of us, because he wanted us to have to be able to, sorry, let me just fix my little bow here. He wanted us to be able to search, seek out, study, all of that. There's no way we serve a God that is going to give my neighbor all the instructions of my life, my purpose, and my destiny. He's not going to give it to my neighbor, because God knows us. He knows us before we knew. He knew us before we knew ourselves. So he knows that he could not trust someone else with your purpose, something like your purpose and your destiny, because guess what? Jealousy, envy, and all of that, if that was the case, if they have the key to that, how many of us know there'll be a lot of people walking around with our keys in their pocket, and they would never give them to us. They would never open those doors for us. And sometimes we forget, and we walk around thinking, that they have the key to our purpose and our destiny. Some people will tell you that they have the keys. I remember one time sitting in a service, and it was said, I have the keys to the kingdom. I have the keys to your kingdom, or something like that. And right away, a light bulb just went on in my head. That's not true. You have the keys for your kingdom. You have the keys for your purpose and your destiny, but you don't have the keys to mine. Because that's one thing I know. The God I serve, he cares too much about me to put my purpose and the plans he has for me in the hands of man. So knowing this, when you know who you are, like I just said, it's definitely, it's life-changing. It changes the whole game. Because every day you wake up and you look at yourself on yesterday and you say, how can I be better today? All you want to do is outdo you from the day before. You ain't even looking at nobody else. You don't even know what Susie got going on over here, because I'm too busy building me. And again, we're talking about being a better person, being a better person for ourselves, to our family, for our community, in our homes, everything. So again, we're doing it bit by bit, little by little. We started with our heart, started with then we went to our mouths, the words we say, our minds, the thoughts we think. So you have to know in your heart, in your mouth, got to come out of your mouth, and in your mind, that you are enough. And that you are gifted, and that God loved you. He loves you so much, and that he has plans and purpose for you. I know he has a plan and purpose for me. I come in love. I come with love. That's my mission. My mission is to let everyone know that love covers a multitude. Anything can be fixed with love. Anything. So I don't care what you got going on with somebody. There comes a time where there comes a time where sometimes you may have to cut some people off, and then sometimes you may just have to untie the cord. And I say untie because you never know, God may cause you to sit and talk and work things out. So you never want to fully rule anything out, but there is some situations that we really have to cut ties with. And that's cut it and to never look back or think on it again. And those are just, and I get that, I understand that. But again, most of the time, God just wants us to kind of untie ourselves, unconnect from certain things and certain people. Especially if they mean you no good. If they're stopping you from getting to where you need to be, they're stopping you from your purpose and your destiny, or, they're wanting to be in competition with you, or they think that you're in competition with them, because 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. You're not in competition with them. You're not in competition with them, but they think that you're in competition with them. They really think in their minds that you want to be like them. And I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but we got to really think about the things we be thinking. They want to be like, I want to be like you. I'm in competition with you. I know you. Do you realize I know you? Why would I want to be in competition with you? So again, like I say, self-discovery, when you learn who you are and you know your worth, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You're laughing, you're smiling genuinely. You don't have to walk around frowning or mad at the world. You love the world. Every opportunity every opportunity you get to speak to someone is you expressing the love of God. What could be greater than that? Because God so loved us. And I'm just so glad that I am a representation of him, and that I get to go out and talk about the goodness of God, because I've experienced it firsthand. His love, his mercy, his grace, I've experienced it firsthand, and I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. So I just always have to put it out there. I've never been in competition with anyone, never had to feel like I needed to. Because for one, if you think about it, be in competition for what? Again, we're all in this race, and we're all, on this journey together. The Bible tells us the race is not given to the swift nor the strong. It's given to the one that endures to the end. You may start out ahead of me, and you may move faster than me. But my goal is to finish my race, not your race, and the race. So yeah, you go ahead, but I'm coming. Don't even look for me. I know where the finish line is, and I that's my goal. That's my plan. It's just like the story, the tortoise and the hare. We all know the story. They started out, the hare, laughing because he thinks the tortoise is a joke. What do you mean? You want to race me? You better check my stats. You know what I am? I'm a hare. Do you know where I come from? You ever heard of rabbits? Maybe you don't know what a hare because you haven't heard that meaning. But are you aware of rabbits? And do you know our stats, how fast we run? You know how quick we are on our feet? It's like, you sure you want to race me? You want to be in competition with me? First of all, you have to look at it. It's not a competition. It's a race. And a race means that we're all running together. We're all running together. We all have the same goal in mind, and that's to cross the finish line. We know starting out that we all can't cross that finish line at the same time, but the goal is to cross the finish line. Now, if it's a competition, then yeah, I gotta beat, if there's a prize involved, then yeah, we'll give the prize to the first person that wins. But if you've participated in any race, you know that at the end, everyone gets the little medals. Yeah, the one that won first may get a bigger medal, but that's because they had the speed or whatever, and they won first. But everybody is a winner. So, and that's what we have to remember in life. We are all winners. Because again, referring back to the rabbit and the hare, one thing we know, again, the rabbit, you couldn't tell him nothing. Started out super fast, running, laughing. I can't believe this tortoise, the one that can hardly move, moves real slow, old as dirt, known as one of the slowest animals there is, want to race me. This is a piece of cake, man. I got this. I ain't got to study. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm just going to move and just going to go and da-da-da-da. And rabbits are known to always constantly, this bow, I tell you, is really doing this whole thing. But anyways, rabbits are known to, it's like their attention span. They don't have a strong attention span because rabbits always have to be alert. And they're always like looking around because, people are always trying to hunt rabbits. So they're easily distracted. And when you see them, they just always like, nervous and jittery again, because they always feel like somebody's out to attack them, right? Well, a tortoise, on the other hand, tortoise ain't worried about nothing. They one of the coolest animals. Everything could be going on around them. I'm not running. I'm taking my time. They can't run if they wanted to. It's just like, hey, it is what it is. I'm chilling, right? That's a tortoise. A tortoise, I'm going to get there. I got my directions. You in a hurry, go ahead, knock yourself out. I'm taking my time. I'm chilling. Tortoise. So what the tortoise do? Tortoise just going on about his way. People standing on the sidelines and they laughing. What did the tortoise think? He couldn't have thought he was going to win this race. Come on, dude. Give up. Man, go home. Don't even do this to yourself. Somebody pick him up. Take him out the race. Tortoise, nope. That's okay. I know. I'm going to endure this. I'm going to endure this race. I'm going to win in the end. And they like, how you think you're going to win? Trust me. Rabbit laughing, the rabbit is laughing and he's just like, oh my gosh, this is a joke. So, all this hyping himself up has gotten him tired. He done got tired now, doing all this. Now, he don't know what to do with himself. It's like, okay, this ain't even fun no more. I done teased the tortoise, Now it ain't even fun to me no more. So, what do he say? He say, you know what, I'm tired. Shoot, I'm finna sleep on him. I'm gonna take me a nap, wake up, and I'm gonna still win this race. Stop sleeping on people. Stop sleeping on people because, see, while you sitting up here doing all this talking about what you doing and where you going, they over there working. You don't know everything they doing. They working. They quiet. They moving slow because it's not according to your pace. They got their own pace going on. But don't sleep on them. Because we all know in the end, the hare slept on the tortoise over there, knocked out, getting his Z's on. all laid back, kicked up, feet up. He's snoring and everything. Snoring and everything. Next thing you know, there go the tortoise. Tortoise came right on past. So he wakes up, has the nerves to wake up. I'm talking about, ooh, man, I was tired. I still got this. Taking his time, moseying on down to the finish line. So he coming up on the finish line and he looking like, what just happened? There go the tortoise crossing the finish line. He swore up and down the race was fixed. Somebody picked up the tortoise. They done took the tortoise and brought the tortoise to the finish line, because there's no way I would sleep that long. I would have known had he came by. I would have known this. I would have known that, because I know everything. And I know the tortoise ain't really on nothing. He ain't that smart. He can't outsmart me. I'm faster. I'm quick. I'm quicker than him. So how on earth could he beat me in this race? Because again, that's all it was. It was a competition for the hare, but it was a race for the tortoise. And the tortoise would have been okay had he not been the first one to win. But because the tortoise humbled himself, and he just went on and did his thing. He wasn't distracted by the right or the left. He didn't waste all that time hyping himself up or putting the hare down, because the hare was hyping his own self. So the tortoise didn't hype himself, and he didn't put the hare down. So right away, that shows you that he's different. The tortoise was humble. He endured, because guess what? That race took more out of him. Tortoise walked, they crossed slow. So that took a lot out of him. But it just shows you, when God is for you, nobody can be against you. I don't care what plans they have for you. Many are the plans in the hearts of man, but God's plans shall prevail them all. And in that case, God's plans prevailed for that tortoise. So again, you can't be out here running your mouth, talking about people, because you see their situation. What's that quote? Judging them by the chapter you walked in on. You never know what somebody is going through. Yeah, to you, it looks like they're being lazy and they never want to better themselves. Or why do they still got that old car? Why do they still live in that old house? They could do better. They should be in a newer house. Well, they got that old car because guess what? They don't want a $900 car note. They're taking that money. They don't actually have a car note. So they get to take their $900 and they get to invest that into themselves and into their business and into their family, because they don't have nothing to prove to you. Riding around in the fanciest car, that don't mean nothing to them. Because just like you riding past them showboating, somebody gonna come past you showboating, and then what, you gonna go get what they got? A fanciest house, that's everybody's goal. That's everybody's dream. And when you get there, you just humble yourself. You humble yourself and you be grateful and you be thankful. And you open up your home to people. You don't act like you better than people and that you don't want no certain people. Now you on a certain level of status and you don't want certain people in your space no more. We don't do that, because you're the same person. Just like God bless you, He gonna bless them too. It's just not in your timing. And you can't let people have you moved by that. Again, because it's not a competition. It's not a race. God got what God got for you, He got for you. And it's in His timing. It's in His timing, but just know when He show up, He gonna show up. When you get your car or your house, it's gonna probably be paid in full. So you can't be worrying about doing something somebody else doing. Establishing a career, you be grateful for them because they worked hard and that's their outcome. You be happy for them. You cheer for them. They can't always cheer for you. And then in that case, you pray for them, because it should be both. I pray for you. You pray for me. I'm happy for you. We know it don't always work like that. Some people will come in your life and will use you to cheer them all the way. You cheering them, you motivating, encouraging, and pushing them. And you notice one day that you never get that back. One day you go and say, hey, guess what I'm doing? And right away, they're already thinking in their minds how they finna get away from you. Because guess what? All that you put in them, they don't have that to put in you. So right away, they're already looking for the next exit because they're ready to hit the road. Because they're not going to do for you what you did for them. And nothing hurts worse than that. Nothing hurts worse because at that moment, you're like, I've invested so much time, so much love, so much dedication. You've invested a lot. And now you're looking at your return. And you don't have nothing to show for it. They gone. They done just stepped right over you. Like they didn't even see you. And now they ain't looking back like the hare and the tortoise. The hare jumping over the tortoise because it's the joke. See ya. And now all of a sudden, they're too good for you. You don't want nothing in life. You don't want to be different. You don't want to be this and that. Don't you be moved by that. You do what you're supposed to do. And trust me, you are right where God wants you to be. One thing we know, God will prepare a table in front of your enemies. And I say enemies because anybody that's supposed to be with you that decides to stand against you and talk about you and assassinate your character, that's an enemy. Whether you realize it or whether they realize it. That's an enemy. They have now made themselves an enemy. So when you realize that, you take a step back. You know, there's oftentimes God has showed us we have to change our circles. Families, friends, whatever. But God, one thing I know is God is love. He never wants us to be so above ourselves that we look down on people and we think that they're less than us and that, we can't be around certain people because of certain statuses. I'm going to tell you, you can acquire the whole world and it won't do you no good if you not have love in your heart for God's people. Because God says he wants us to have peace with all men. Again, it's never just, I want you to have peace with some people. He said he desires that we have peace with all men. So again, we gotta try real hard, you guys. We gotta just come together in love. Again, I'll say it every day that I get on here. Motivate, uplift, encourage, inspire each other genuinely. And I gotta say genuinely because a lot of us do that with selfish gain. You only do that, you're only there until you get what you want and then you're gone. Then now you're up here and it's just like, what do I do? Well, you left all the people that genuinely loved you. Now you're trying to get people to help you build everything that you've been called to do. And now the help is scarce. Or the ones that's coming around not genuine. They're only coming around for a paycheck or to get some information, or they'll come around to help destruct what you building up. You building it up and they'll be tearing it down. They'll stay long enough to keep tearing it down. And all the ones that genuinely loved you, that will come and roll up their sleeves and get down in the dirt with you and truly build that thing up, those are the ones we reject. Those are the ones we put our mouth on. And we all guilty of it. We are all guilty of that. I'm sure all of us have had people that genuinely loved us, but we get so high and mighty sometimes. And because we don't get them to move when we want them to move, or because we keep trying to give them advice and they don't take it, and it's like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm not going to be wasting my time. And sometimes you do have to do that. Because if you're trying to get somewhere in life and somebody that you're real close to, they're not, and they refuse to move, then yeah, you got to leave them. You got to leave them, but you leave them in love. You leave them in love. You don't talk about them. You don't down them or anything. You talk about you talk about them with love whenever you speak of them. Because again, you really don't know their situation, and you always want to make a point to make sure that you have tried to help them along the way. And again, just stop talking about people. Let's just stop putting our mouths on people, on God's children. Because what you're doing, you don't realize it, but you're cursing yourself. Every time you put your mouth on somebody, you just made something in your life harder. And God will show you, because you'll be doing something and something will happen and you will see that person flash across your mind. God is letting you know you're reaping what you sowed. Let everything you sow be joy, peace, love, all of that. We got to get better, you guys. We do, because there's so much to be done. There's so much hatred in the world. How can we kill all of this hatred out? One thing we see, we're not killing it by continuing hating. They hate us, we're going to hate them. They shoot us, we're going to shoot them. Do you realize words, the power that words carry? Words are so powerful. And once they go out your mouth, they do so much damage. A word can do more damage than a bullet sometimes. Yeah, I know you say, well, how is that? Because a bullet can kill you. You know, it can do this, can do that, can paralyze you. So can a word. So can a word. I say it all the time. You think, oh, I'm just talking. A word that you put out there in the atmosphere, that you said against someone, could have made that person feel like they were nothing. And at that moment, something could have taken place and they could have taken their life, because all they hear in their head that they're nothing. And now that's blood on your hands. So our words, we need to really think about them before we let them out. Because people will forgive you, but they will not forget. And it changes everything. Words changes a relationship. You know, it changes everything. It makes you put up guards. It makes you just, I mean, everything. It changes everything. I'll just leave it at that. No matter how many apologies, how many sorries. Some people they can't come back. Do you know they can't come back because of something that was said? Not done to them, but something that was said. Because they're not willing to take the chance of you doing that to them again. That hurt was so deep that they never want to experience that again. And they will cut you off, not untie themselves from you, but they will cut and sever the ends from you forever because of the damage you did. So if you can't build people up and love, motivate, encourage them, then I suggest you just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. It's just your opinion anyway. Instead, what I challenge us all to do, me included, me number one, when we feel the need to put our mouth on someone, let it be on us. Put your mouth on your own self. Get up here and say what you haven't done. Like with me, I say it all the time. There's some relationships that I need to try and sever. There's some things I need to try and fix while I'm still here, or God has given me grace to still be here. There's some things that I need to, there's some wrongs that I need to make right. I'm not going to talk about nobody else and what they need to do, because guess what? God said you focus on what you need to do. Just like he talked to me and put it on my heart and tell me, he'll do the same for them. So he'll need your help. Those his children. You worry about your own self. We all have work to do. In the same way I can talk about the things that I need to do, I can brag on myself. I can talk about the things that I want to do and that I'm going to do. God is using me right now, and I'm so excited because I am going to be the change that I want to see. I am the one that I've been waiting on all along to show up. I've been waiting for somebody to show up and show me where I need to be, or show me what they see in me, or show me or tell me where they see me at in the future. So all along, I'm having conversations and waiting on people to tell me. And for years, I'm just like, man, what's going on? Don't nobody see nothing in me? It wasn't for them to see. I'm that one. I'm that girl. I'm the one. I'm the one that got me. And everything I need is on the inside of me. Whenever I come to a fork in the road and I don't know which way to go, the answer is within me. I don't have to ask nobody for validation. What do you think about me doing this? I've been thinking about this and that. They will just give you their opinion. If you want to do it, do it. If God gave it to you, He'll help you through it. So again, bettering ourselves, you guys, in love and love and love. I am so in love with this journey of love. I'm telling you, it's truly making me a better person. And I can only hope and pray that it makes you a better person as well, because that's what I'm here to do. Share my experiences with you and hope that it'll help free you. If it don't free you, share it with someone else. Maybe it'll free them. But either way, somebody will get freed. And that's the thing. Once we get freed from a thing, we don't return to the thing. Now it's on to the next thing. And in the end, we're just striving to have total freedom in everything we do. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you walk away with something. I hope your plate was full. I hope you dined and feast on this message. Again, as always, take some home, share with others. God bless you guys. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.